Hi, I'm Sachikera. This is the fourth video for Chapter 1, Managerial Accounting. In this video, we will review the last learning objective number 4, identify changes and trends in managerial accounting. So let's get started. Service industry trends. In recent decades, the Canadian and US economies in general have shifted towards an emphasis on providing services rather than goods. Today, over 50% of US and Canadian workers are employed by service companies, and that percentage is expected to increase in coming years. Most of the techniques that you will learn in this course are equally applicable to service and manufacturing entities. Managers of service companies look to managerial accounting to answer many questions. Managerial accounting has responded to the need for new systems to measure the cost of services. New operating controls have been designed to improve the quality and efficiency of specific services. Many of the techniques that developed for manufacturing firms have been applied to service companies. Let's understand some of the questions that managers of service companies look to managerial accounting to answer. Let's look at the transportation industry. There are big players such as Air Canada and WestJet Airlines. The managers in these companies may ask whether to buy new or used planes, whether or not to service a new route. Package delivery services such as Purolator or FedEx, their managers may inquire what fee structure to use, what mode of transportation to use. And then looking to telecommunications industry, for example, Bell Canada, Rogers, TELUS. The managers in these companies may wonder what fee structure to use, whether to service a new community, how many households it will take to break even, whether to invest in a new satellite or lay new cable. When we turn to professional services, such as lawyers, accountants, physicians, how much to charge for particular services, how much office overhead to allocate to a particular job, how efficient and productive individual staff members are. These are the questions that their managers may have. And the list goes on. This brings us to managerial accounting practices. As discussed earlier, the practice of managerial accounting has changed significantly in recent years to better meet the needs of managers. This section explains some well-established managerial accounting practices. Let's focus on the value chain. The value chain is all activities associated with providing a product or service. For a manufacturer, these include research and development, product design, the acquisition of raw materials, production, sales and marketing, delivery, customer relations, and subsequent services. Companies have made huge advances in analyzing all stages of the value chain in an effort to improve productivity and eliminate waste, all while continually trying to improve quality. First up is technological change. Technology has played a large role in the value chain. Computerization and automation have permitted companies to be more effective in streamlining production, thus enhancing the value chain. For example, many companies now employ enterprise resource planning, or ERP in short, software systems. These systems might replace as many as 200 individual software packages. Another example of technological change is computer integrated manufacturing, or CIM. Using CIM, many companies can now manufacture products that are untouched by human hands. An example is the use of robotic equipment in the steel and automotive industries. Technology is also affecting the value chain through business to business or B2B e-commerce on the internet. The internet has dramatically changed the way corporations do business with one another. Interorganizational information systems connected to the internet enable customers and suppliers to share information nearly instantaneously. Next is just-in-time inventory methods, or JIT for short. Many companies have significantly lowered their inventory levels and costs by using just-in-time or JIT inventory methods, which is an innovation that resulted from the focus on the value chain. In this inventory system, goods are manufactured or purchased just in time for use. Next one is quality or TQM, which is total quality management. JIT inventory systems also required an increased emphasis on product quality. If products are produced only as they are needed, it is very costly for the company to have to stop production because of defects and machine breakdowns. Many companies have installed total quality management systems or TQM to reduce defects in finished products. Thus, there is increased emphasis on product quality because goods are produced only as needed. TQM is a philosophy of zero defects. All employees participate in managing quality. The fourth concept is called activity-based costing, or ABC in short. Overhead costs have become an increasingly large component of product and service costs. By definition, overhead costs cannot be directly traced to individual products. But to determine each product's cost, overhead must be allocated to the various products. In order to obtain more accurate product costs, many companies now allocate overhead using activity-based costing, or ABC in short. Overhead is allocated based on each product's use of economic resources as it undergoes various activities. For example, number of orders or number of machine setups. This results in more accurate product costing and scrutiny of all activities in the value chain. Another managerial accounting practice is theory of constraints. All companies have certain aspects of their business that create bottlenecks or constraints or limitations, and this affects companies' potential profitability. Theory of constraints is used to identify and manage these constraints or bottlenecks or limitations, and in turn, it helps achieve overall goals of the company, particularly profits. This brings us to balanced scorecard. As companies implement various business practice innovations, managers have sometimes focused too enthusiastically on the latest innovation and paid less attention to other areas of the business. For example, in focusing on improving quality, companies sometimes lose sight of cost-benefit considerations. Similarly, in focusing on reducing inventory levels through just-in-time inventory, companies sometimes lose sales due to inventory shortages. A balanced scorecard is a performance measurement approach that uses both financial and non-financial measures to evaluate all aspects of a company's operations in an integrated way. It links performance measures to overall company objectives. This brings us to the last and final concept of lean manufacturing, which is explained on the next slide. Lean manufacturing is a process increasingly used by many firms to manage their operations more efficiently and with more control. It sets out to eliminate waste and to concentrate more accurately on customer needs. The process is in contrast to traditional mass production operations, which maximizes profits through efficiency of machine utilization and economies of scale, and require large amounts of direct labor to complete most products. Today, most products require little direct labor to complete, due in large part to the advancement in automation. Customers now dictate requirements to suppliers and often look for smaller quantities of individualized products. Lean manufacturing was developed in response to this changing manufacturing environment. Researchers have highlighted 5 basic principles that are crucial to the lean thinking process. First, define or specify value. Second, identify the value stream. Third, make the value stream flow. Fourth, respond to customer pull, or in other words, implement a pull system. And 5, aim for perfection. Changing traditional mass production thinking to lean thinking requires changes in the ways companies control, measure, and account for their processes. This brings us nearly to the end of the chapter. Ready to test the new knowledge that you acquired? Let's review number 4. All activities associated with providing a product or service is referred to as Option A, the value chain. Option B, total quality management systems. Option C, just-in-time inventory methods. And option D, activity-based costing. And the correct answer is the value chain. If you picked option A, wonderful. Good job, everyone. This is the end of learning objective number 4. And also, you finished chapter number 1, managerial accounting. Great going, everyone. Bye for now.